So friends, welcome to this session, post-lunch session. Now, in this session, our discussion will be on remaining provisions of time of supply. Okay, so we have seen that in section 12 and 13, there are 6 subsections. What is 1? Introduction. 2. FCM. 3. RCM. 4. Vouchers. 5 is residuary, means by chance you are not covered in either 2, 3 or 4, then you have one option, that is to go in 5 and decide time of supply. So no one should say that I don't know how to decide time of supply. I am not able to follow either of the things, so I will not pay GST. No, the solution is given in 5, that is residuary. And 6 is what? 6 is interest, late fees, penalty, that is recovered later on, that is additional consideration. Okay, now focus on 13.3, because in last session we have covered 12.3, so I hope 12.3 is clear. Now 13.3, what is 13.3? When I say 13, 13 means I am talking about services, and subsection 3 means I am talking about reverse charge mechanism. Simple. So time of supply of services under reverse charge mechanism means what's happening? LIC agent is giving service to LIC. Liability to pay GST is of LIC. The recovery agent is giving service to bank. Liability to pay GST is of bank. Okay, many such services. So in such case, how will that bank decide what is the time of supply? How will that insurance company decide what is the time of supply of service? So they say simple, date of making payment. When they make the payment to the supplier, that is the date. So date of making payment, simple. You know what is date of making payment? It will be earlier of record, yes, entry of that payment in the books of recipient of supply, or date of debit in his bank account, whichever is earlier. Simple. So that, or government says we cannot wait for you infinitely to make the payment. So we want 61st day from the date of invoice to be accounted for, to be checked. So time of supply will be date of making payment or date immediately following 60 days from the date of invoice. In goods it was 30 days, here it is 60 days. In short, if you as recipient of supply, you are liable to pay GST on RCM and you made payment within 60 days, then that becomes time of supply. But if you are not making payment within 60 days also, then 61st day from the date of invoice becomes your time of supply. So in short, how we have put it, date of making payment or 61st day, whichever is earlier. That's it. In RCM of goods, there were 3 points. Here there are only 2 points. That's it. Let's see 2 questions based on this. Go to question number 12. Go to question number 12. Okay. See, I know you have not done RCM notification yet. So I have directly given you Mrs. K receives services from non-taxable territory, means from outside India, means she is importing service. Apply logic. Apply logic. She is importing service means supplier is outside India. She is in India. Better to collect GST from whom? You cannot collect from supplier. Supplier is outside India. So you will collect from recipient of supply. Apply logic. Place of supply is in India, because service is taken from outside India in India. I'll give you example. There is foreign architect, that architect gives service to this Mrs. K, and Mrs. K's property is in India, but architect is in foreign. So it's an import of service. You cannot ask that architect of foreign to pay GST. Who will pay GST? Mrs. K. And it's given also, in respect of which tax is liable to be paid on reverse charge. Now only question is when she will pay GST on that. That is time of supply. So when does she make the payment? When does she make the payment to that architect? In my example, architect. Date of payment as entered in books is 23/10. Date on which payment is debited in bank account is 1/11. So which one will you take? Whichever is earlier. So this date you select, but check whether it is within 60 days. So or 61st day from this. What is 61st day from 110? What is 61st day from 110? 10 means October. October has 31 days. Leave one. Leave this first. So October's 30 days. November's 30 days. 60 days are over. So 61st days, 1st December. So can you tell me finally what is time of supply? 23rd October is time of supply. That's it. So simple. Go ahead. Go ahead. Complete this. Question number is 12. Complete this. Section 13(3). Time of supply of services. Okay, where recipient of supply is liable to pay GST on reverse charge. It shall be earlier of following two. Date of making payment by recipient of supply to the supplier. Okay, so we have explained that why it is 23rd October, because 23rd October or 1st November, whichever is earlier, and then date immediately following 60 days, means that is 61st day from 110. So time of supply of service will be 23rd October. Clear? I hope no one has doubt on 61st day. It is nothing but date immediately following 60 days. So in simple language, 61st day. Who is on to which point? All of you on B point at least? I'm not doing anything. We'll go ahead. Got 23rd October. Shall we go ahead? Next question. Everyone has completed? See, not done yet. Now, done. The next question. 13th question. Determine time of supply from information given below, assuming, underline, assuming that service being supplied is taxable under reverse charge. So, service, reverse charge, 13.3. Supplier of service issues invoice on 4th September. We'll come to that. First check what is the date of making payment. So, when has recipient of supply made payment? Payment made to supplier of service as entered in the books is 2012 and date on which payment is debited is 22/12. So I want to take 20 December, but I want to calculate 61st day from this. What is 61st day from 4th September? So September's 26 days. Yes. October's 31 days. So here 57 are done. You need November's how many days? 3 days. When you take November's 3 days, 3rd November you get, 3rd November is 60 days completed, 4th November is 61st day. So what is time of supply? Time of supply will be 20 December or 4th November, whichever is earlier. So time of supply is 4th November. Simple as that. Don't, copy it, take it as homework. Take it as compulsory homework. If you want, you can take the photo of this, but I think no need. Provision is same. Okay. Answer is 4th November. Yes, still if you want, you can take. Because these solutions you might not be getting. But yes, you will be getting lectures on the app. So there also you can again watch if you want. So this 13th becomes your homework. Done? Can I go to proviso? 13th we has proviso, by the way. 13th we has proviso. So proviso to section 13(3) of CGST Act. What it talks about, understand. Pay attention. There is, suppose, I'll tell you with example. Suppose there is A Limited, A Inc., A Inc. A Inc. is in US. A Inc. is one company which is in US. They have one company called as AA Limited. AA Limited is in India. What I said, they have one, means this company seems to be holding this company is its subsidiary. So we call them as associated entities. What we call them? Associated entities. So government says that this is the flow of service, means this subsidiary company has taken service from whom, means they have imported service from whom, they have taken service from its associated entity which is located, where? Outside India. So you know this is import, na? This is import of service. This is taxable in India because place of supply is in India. And this Indian subsidiary A Limited will be liable to pay GST. Reverse charge mechanism will be applicable. Why? Because supplier is outside India, recipient of supply is in India. Easy to collect GST from recipient of supply. So in this case, what is the time of supply is the question. You will say already we have time of supply in RCM, but government says we cannot rely on date of making invoice. So we want to delete that point. Which point? 61st day from the date of invoice. We want to delete that point, means we want to delete it for this case. When in one of the batch I said delete this point, means don't delete from 13(3). In 13(3) it continues. In proviso we don't want that point, because these two are entities which are associated, so they can manipulate date of invoice. So we don't want that point. So instead of that point, one new point is there. So that is date of entry. What is the point? You will say, sir, date of entry is already there. in date of making payment, not date of entry of making payment. It is date of entry of booking the expenses. Who is booking expenses? Date of entry in books of, friends, who is booking expense? In books of recipient of supply, so that will be taken. Or the second point remains same, that yes, very good. That is date of making payment, whichever is earlier. Clear, all of you? So we don't want what? We don't want 61st day from date of invoice. That we don't want. Hence, we have framed a proviso. This we don't want because we can't rely on the date of invoice. That is the point. So tell me, when is it applicable? This proviso? Yes, important point is service is taken by Indian company from its Indian entity from its associated enterprise which is located outside India. Now, what is associated enterprise? This is also a question. So, what is associated? Do they always need to be holding subsidiary? Answer is no. So, associated entities, you are not expected to know right now. It is defined in section 92 of, any guess of which act? Income Tax Act. So, it is a concept in international tax. So, in general, two entities are associated when one is holding in another 26% or more of shares carrying voting rights. On the basis of shareholding, they are associated if shareholding is 26% or more of one in another. They are associated if one has given loan to another to the extent of 51% or more of assets of other. One has given guarantee on behalf of another to the extent of 10% or more of loan of another. One is supplying raw material to another to the extent of 90% or more of raw material requirement of other. One has appointed more than half in the directors of another company. So these situations make them associated. Now at your level of intermediate, they will give you, if at all they want to ask you this question, they will give you that these two entities are associated as per section 92. You have to learn this at final level in international tax. Clear? Did you take this? It's given there in the provisions book also. This is the provision. You know date of entry of making payment. Go ahead, solve one question. 14th. I told you every proviso will be supported by one, minimum one question. So see the question. Determine time of supply from information given below. K Limited, US company, issues email informing its, can you underline? Associated company, ABC Limited. So can I say ABC Limited is of the cost of technical services provided to it? Means this K Limited is supplier supplying services to recipient of supply ABC Limited. Both are associated and K Limited supply is outside India. ABC Limited means recipient of supply transfers the amount, means makes the payment to the account of US company on 3rd October. This is one date. What is another date? So this is date of making payment. What is another date? No, no, another date is not 4/8 because 4/8 mail is sent. It's irrelevant when the mail is sent. That's the last thing. Date that we wanted is entry in the books, entry of the expense in the books. So when is ABC Limited making entry in the books? So actually it's given that no entry in the books of accounts of ABC Limited is passed yet. In short, what is earlier? Payment. So that is the time of supply. Answer is 3rd October. This is the answer. So, as per proviso to 13.3, time of supply of services in case of reverse charge mechanism, where service is supplied by AE located outside India, the time of supply shall be date of entry in the books of accounts of recipient of supply or the date of making payment by recipient of supply to the supplier, whichever is earlier. So it will become 3rd October. And for your information, I have given you meaning of what? Entry in the books of accounts means what? It means date of recording of expenses. Complete this. With this, we will complete those provisions which needed separate discussion in 12 and 13. In next 3, 4, 5 and 6, common discussion has to happen. On 12 and 13, common discussion. Done? Can we do? Today we will not at all start new topic. We will just revise for 15 minutes what we have done from yesterday. Done. Next. 4. Now, what is 4? What is 4? 4 is voucher. See, there are two possibilities. Possibility number one, possibility number one, I'm buying such vouchers. I know that I want to gift you a book. So I'm buying a voucher from a store which is redeemable only against a book. So today's shop knows what they have sold. They have sold a book. Which book is not known, but they know the category of goods sold. So that is called as supplies. What it is called as? Identifiable. So if supply is identifiable at time of issue of voucher, then time of supply is date of issue of voucher. Another example, I go to Bata shop and buy voucher which is redeemable against shoes. Today Bata knows what they have sold. They have sold shoes, they have sold footwear. They know. So time of supply will be date when that voucher is sold. Second example, I told you shopper stop. Shopper stop has sold a voucher today. In future, that can be redeemed against variety of products which are kept in shopper stop. Category of goods is different. Means one is clothing, one is footwear, one is say whatever accessories, another is cosmetics, and a voucher could be redeemed against any of it. So today that shopper stop does not know what they do not know. They have exactly sold what. So that is called as supply is not identifiable. So shopper stop will wait. Will wait till what point? Shopper stop will wait till the person redeems the voucher. When he redeems the voucher, they will understand what has been sold. So time of supply will be date of redemption of voucher. Clear? So see examples. Come to question number 5. Tell me, in fifth question, supply is identifiable or not identifiable? In fifth question, supply is identifiable or not identifiable? K receives vouchers for 10,000 on 11/11 from Raymond's Limited for woolen suit. So Raymond's Limited is supplier, K is recipient of supply. Sale is of voucher. Voucher is for what? Woolen suit. So identifiable or not identifiable? Identifiable. Now only you don't know color and size, but you know category of goods. That is woolen suit. So supply is identifiable. So what is the time of supply? Date of issue of voucher. Perfect. So 11/11. So do the solution. Go ahead, do the solution. Yes, this is a solution. Compulsory do it. Why? Because you have not even written the provision once. You have not even written the provision once. So please write it. Go ahead, complete it. As per 12.4. See, observe the wordings. What we will say, as per 12.4, time of supply of, will not say goods, will say vouchers. In case of goods, it is vouchers for goods. That's why 12.4. If it is voucher for services, it will be 13.4. Yes. Where supply is identifiable at time of issue of voucher shall be date of issue of voucher. In given case, Raymond's Limited have issued a voucher which is specifically redeemable against woolen suits. Hence, time of supply of vouchers by Raymond shall be 11/11, being date of issue of vouchers. As simple. Done. Shall we go to sixth question? In sixth, what will happen? K purchases gift voucher for 10,000 on 11/11 from trader Chroma. Chroma is supplier. K is recipient of supply, which deals in variety of products. This voucher is valid for 3 months. It is gifted to Z, who redeems the same on 12/12 against purchase of headphones of JBL. What is the time of supply? Supply is identifiable or not identifiable? Not identifiable, because trader Chroma is dealing in variety of products. So it might be headphones, it might be laptop, tab, so many phone, so many things, many electrical appliances also. So what is the time of supply? It is the date of redemption of voucher. So what will happen on 12/12? Whatever is the rate of GST on headphones, that will apply. That will apply to the entire value of the voucher, because the voucher is redeemed for headphones. So complete this. Complete this. 13/4 will be homework. 13/4 also two questions are there. They will be homework. But at least both variety of 12/4 you should do. So what you will say in this case, that as per 12/4, Time of supply of voucher in case of goods where supply is not identifiable, isn't it? At time of issue of voucher shall be the date of redemption of voucher. In given case, voucher issued by trader Chroma can be used for redemption against variety of products. Hence, time of supply for the same shall be date of redemption of voucher. That is 1212. And the rate of GST as applicable to headphones shall apply as voucher is redeemed on the said date against purchase of headphones. We'll go ahead. What happens? Rate of GST as applicable to headphones shall apply. Acha, acha, you're dictating her. Okay, next. Next two questions you have to do yourself. I'm just going to show you the solution and discuss with you. Tell me this. XYZ Dry Cleaners Limited issues vouchers. So Dry Cleaners Limited means service. I am assuming that it's a dry cleaning service. So supply is identifiable. It is for service. So 13. 13.4. Supply is identifiable. So what is the time of supply? Date of issue of vouchers. When are the vouchers issued? 22/11. Clear? So I want you to take screenshot. Screenshot is not possible. Photo of this solution. Wait, I will clear the data for you. Wait, I will clear it for you first. Clear, na? Complete it as homework. Compulsory homework. But of course, this will be. And last one now. Done now. Last one. 16th. K Limited is engaged in supply of two different taxable services. Friends, services, two different, namely wellness service and beauty treatment service. It issues voucher of 10,000 to G on 22/11, but this voucher can be redeemed within 2 months from date of such voucher for either of the two services. Either of the two services. So you don't know exactly which, or partly for each of the two. Means voucher value is how much? 10,000. So 5,000, 5,000, 7,000, 3,000, any proportion. K redeems this voucher on 24/12 for beauty treatment service only. So what is the time of supply? So supply is originally identifiable or not identifiable? Not identifiable. So time of supply will be date of, someone said issue. It will be date of redemption of voucher. Supply is not identifiable, na? So this is the solution. Wait for 1 minute. I was teaching this yesterday to some other batch. And rate of GST applicable on beauty treatment service will apply, because for finally it is redeemed against beauty treatment service. Clear? Understood? Only two provisions are pending now. That is 5. What is 5? What is 5? Residual means what? Why? Why you are not able to apply 2, 3 or 4? Any idea why you are not able to apply? Example I gave you of one vendor who is selling tea, and that vendor became liable for registration, but he is not taking registration only. He became liable, but he is not taking registration. Now what happened? GST officer visited for 1 month, not to drink chai, not to drink tea, to count how many cups of tea he is selling daily, so that he can decide, GST officer can decide what is the liability of this person. So first what will happen? He will send notice. He will first send notice to this tea vendor that get registered, because your turnover is exceeding 20 lakhs, but still you are doing business without taking registration. So get registered and pay GST. But he did not comply. Now what will happen? Now, there is a provision called as best judgment assessment. Means officer will do the assessment of tea vendor He will multiply how many cups of tea he is selling daily, multiplied by number of days in a year, and he will determine the GST liability. Now tea vendor will say, it's okay, I will pay GST, but I don't know what is time of supply, because it is FCM, but I have not maintained anything. So now you are saying pay GST in bulk. Now when should I pay? So officer will say, don't worry, we have a provision. We have subsection 5 to catch you. Time of supply will be, are you registered? If you are registered, then you must be filing the return. If return is to be filed, then due date of filing of such return. When you are supposed to file GST return, that date. But if you are unregistered, you are not even filing the return, then which date? Then the actual date of payment. So it is to catch people in such unusual cases. Okay. Then 6, last one. See, understand. What is 6? It is section 12, subsection 6 and 13, 6. What is this 6 standing for? This is additional consideration, isn't it? Yes or no? It is additional consideration, but not anyhow. Which additional consideration? By way of interest, late fees, penalties, and whatever, by whatever name you call it, but it is for delay in payment. Interest, late fees, penalty for delay in payment. Given by whom to whom? Given by ROS to supplier. Do you remember in morning I had asked you a question? In morning I had asked you a question that, say uh, on 1st March 2025, on 1st March 2025, I sold you goods for 6 lakh. Which document I made? I made tax invoice. And now you are smart to know that 1st March I made tax invoice means 1st March will be time of supply for this 6 lakh rupees. Under which section? Under section 12 2. Time of supply will be date of issue of invoice. Correct. Point is, you did not pay me in time. You did not pay me in time. You paid me on 10th May 2025. Made payment. Made payment. Means as a supplier I received payment. I should not say made payment. I should say received payment. So when did I receive payment? 10th May. And it is delayed. It is delayed. So while getting, I got my 6 lakh, for which time of supply you already know. But I got interest also. I got what? Interest. Interest of how much? 25,000. Do you remember our example? I got interest of 25,000. For this 25,000, what is the time of supply? That is the question. You all told me that value of supply is 625. That's fine. Value is 625. But for 6 lakh, time of supply is different. For 6 lakh, time of supply was as per 12.2. But what about 25,000? For 25,000, different document will be issued. In fact, I told you name also of that document. Anyone remembers? No, not credit note. Credit note is for discount. This is which document now? Friends, debit note, na? What will you do with, what supplier will do with recipient of supplier's account? He will debit it. His account debit, B's account debit to sales to interest. Okay, anyways. So, anyways, debit note is a document that is not important. But what is when it is received? Tell me. When is it received, this interest? In my example, when is the interest received? Friends, are you with me? In my example, when is the interest received? So 10th May will become time of supply. For this 25,000, 10th May will become time of supply. There is no other option. So what is time of supply? It is date of receipt of such additional consideration. You should participate, no friends. You're not participating at all. You should participate in the discussion. Did you understand the issue? That's my important point. Because I'm not able to judge from your faces. Did you understand the issue? Did you accept the fact that there will be two different time of supply? Okay, friends, what is the value of supply in this case? Tell me. On the analysis, what is the value of supply in this case? Say loudly, 6 lakh 25,000. For 6 lakh, what is the time of supply? For 6 lakhs, what is the time of supply? It is as per 12.2. So what it is? What is for 6 lakh? What is the time of supply? Friends, be loud, be clear. 1st March. What is 1st March? Date of issue of invoice. But do you agree that now this event is over? Afterwards, you receive 25,000. So for 25,000, what is the time of supply? It is according to which section, subsection? 12.6. What it is? 10th of May. What is 10th May? It is date of receipt of such additional consideration. Did you understand? Yes or no? Okay. So this one is represented by invoice and this one is represented by debit note. Okay. Fine. So see the example based on this. If same thing happens for service, then if there is delay in payment for service and for that interest is received, then which section, subsection? 13.6. Of course, 13.6. See the example based on this. I think seventh example. See seventh example. Don't go by its length. It is actually very simple one. See what is the ultimate question asked. Question asked is you have to determine time of supply of goods and time of supply in relation to value by way of supply by way of interest. So actually it is supply of goods only. But 2 times payment is received. See, S supplies goods to K for 2 lakhs. When? 110 on 1 month credit. Getting it? It is also specified in the invoice. So now nothing else is happening. So for 2 lakh, time of supply is 110. Date of issue of invoice as per 12.2. 2 lakhs issue is over. Now what happened? It is specified in invoice that if recipient fails to make payment within 1 month, interest at 2,000 shall be charged for every delay of 1 month or part thereof. K makes payment of 2 lakh on 22/11. I am not bothered when this 2 lakh is paid. For 2 lakh, time of supply is date of issue of invoice, or last date when invoice should have been issued, whichever is earlier. 12 you know well. However, in respect of interest, he requests S for complete waiver, but S agrees for waiving only 50% of 2000. So eventually tell me how much interest I have received. Consequently, K makes payment of how much? 1000 as interest on 30/11. So what is time of supply? For that 1000 rupees. For that 1000 rupees, time of supply is 30/11 as per 12/6. Mind you, you will not consider 2000. You will consider only 1000, because eventually how much supply received? 1000 as interest. So time of supply for that 1000 will be 30/11. Go ahead, complete that. Where is it? Is it not there? See this. Please present with respect to supply of goods of 2 lakhs. Time of supply is as per 12/2. So it will be date of issue of invoice or last date when invoice should have been issued. And what about interest amount of 1000? It will be as per 12/6. It will be date of receipt of additional consideration. So it will be 30/11. Complete this. Then this topic is over. Then we have to go to super sums of this. If same thing happens for services, then means if late payment, if interest is received for services, then which section, subsection? Then you will go for 13(6). Correct. Go to super sums. If all of you have completed, those who have completed, go to super sums and try to find out which question is there in super sums on time of supply. But those who have not completed, first complete this. May I? Yes, please. Go to sums book. Super sums are starting at what page? I think they are starting somewhere at 64, I think. Yes. There might be a question on time of supply which you are not able to do now because time of supply will also need knowledge of invoice. Means section 31. So when we start invoice, at that time again you have to revise time of supply. Okay. Can this be done? Yes, this can be done, I think. This can be done. 23rd can be done. Pay attention. It is December 21 question. See the facts of the question, please. It can happen that it's a huge question, but unnecessary facts are there, which you may have to disregard. Let's see. An order is placed. All of you found it? In Super Sums, page 25. Order is placed to T and Company. So T and Company's supplier Sholapur on 18th August 23. So is it important when is order placed? Irrelevant. For supply of fabrics to make garments. It is for supply of fabrics. Means it is goods. So I am on which section? I am on section 12. And it seems to be forward charge. So 2. To make garments. Company delivered the fabrics on 4th September. Very important date. In short, can I say this is date of removal of goods? If nothing else is available, this is date of removal of goods. After completion of the order, issued invoice on 15th September. When is the payment received is immaterial. Because I am talking about 12/2, no? So in 12/2, what is the time of supply? Date of issue of invoice means 15th September or the last date when invoice should have been issued. What is the last date when invoice should have been issued? Yes? Come on, tell me. I have already solved the question for you already. Just tell me what is the last date. Friends, now you are disappointing me. When did you issue the invoice? 15th September. What is the last date? when invoice should have been issued. We are in goods. We are in section 12.2. Supply involves movement of goods. Don't go in 30 days and all. It is for services. What is this? 12.2 is so simple. 12.2 is date of issue of invoice or the last date when invoice should have been issued, whichever is earlier. What's the last date when invoice should have been issued? It is the date of removal of goods, that is 4th of September, whichever is earlier. So, what is the time of supply? 4th September. That's why I wanted to do this mixed bag, because so many things you have done, and now how you apply that. Now see 30 days and all, it was for services. Okay, so anyways, answer is 4th of September. See this, see this. 4th September is the answer. See, time of supply of goods, where movement of goods involved for purpose of payment of tax is due date is the date of issue of invoice or the last date when invoice ought to have been issued. Here tell me, supply involves movement of goods because we are talking about fabric. So, further registered person is required to issue invoice before or at the time of delivery of goods or making them available to recipient. So, in given case, time of supply will be 4th September because it is earlier of 15th September and 4th September. I hope friends you are understanding. Next, second, HM Industries engaged in services of transporter of road transport of consignment of a consignment on 20 May 23. However, consignment could not be sent immediately on account of strike in factory and instead was sent on 20 July 23. Invoice was received from transporter on 20 June 23 and payment was made on 25th August 23. Take your time but answer this well. What is time of supply of transporter service? So, very nice question. Transporter service. There are two possibilities. It is FCM. If it is FCM, which you know both FCM and assume. See, when we learn GTA, Goods Transport Agency Service, you'll understand sometimes it is taxable under RCM also. In given case, it's not told to you. It is FCM or RCM. In both cases, we'll try to decide place of time of supply. If it is FCM, when did the supply of service complete? So you know when did supply of service complete? HM Industries Limited engaged in service of transporter for road transport of consignment on 20 May. Okay, they started on 20 May. Consignment could not be sent immediately on account of strike. Fine. Instead, it was sent on 20 July. So, friends, when did service complete? Can I say service completed on 20 July? When was the invoice made? 20th June. Is it within 30 days? That's my question. Is it within 30 days? That's my question. I think it is 20 July plus July is 11 days. 11 days of July. August, how many days? August 19 will make it August 19 will make it 30 days. When are you making invoice? When are you making invoice? Okay, invoice is issued on 20 June. So it is issued before only. So very good. Invoice is issued within time. So what is the time of supply? Time of supply is date of issue of invoice, because invoice is issued within time. I hope you know what is time here. For service, invoice should be issued within what time? For service, invoice should be issued within 30 days. So yes, it is issued within 30 days. So date of issue of invoice or date of, yes, receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Check. When is the invoice issued? 20th June. When is the payment received? 25th August. Whichever is earlier. So if it is FCM, time of supply will be 20 of June. Clear? If it is FCM, time of supply will be 20 of June. See this. If it is FCM, that they have taken as alternative 2. If it is FCM, time of supply will be 20th of June. If it is RCM, then what? So as we go ahead, you will understand that it could have been RCM also. If it is RCM, then what will happen? Tell me. In RCM, what is the time of supply? Try to recollect. Don't flip the pages. That's not fun. In RCM for services means which section, subsection? 13, 13.3. In 13.3, how many dates you have to check? Two dates. What are those two dates? Date of making payment. So what is date of making payment? You have to check date of making payment. So you check what is that, or 61st day from invoice, whichever is earlier. Now what is 61st day from invoice? What is the date of invoice? Date of invoice you know is 20 June. So from 20 June, calculate 61st day. From 20 June, what is 61st day? So June's 10 days, July's 31 days, August's 19 days. So 61st day will be, sorry, 20th August. 20 August. So 20 August or date of making payment. Date of making payment I know is 25th August, whichever is earlier. So it has to be 20 August. If your fundamentals are clear, you can solve any question. If they are not clear, you can't solve any question. Yes. Very good, very good. So that you will know when we go to topic of RCM. Because it's a very big issue. Right now you do both. Only in this service. Only in this service. When you learn GTA service, when you learn RCM's notification, you will know that GTA could have been taxed under RCM also. It depends on that transport agency. If transport agency says that I will pay tax in FCM, then it is FCM. But if transport agency says no, I will not pay tax, then ROS has to pay tax. But that is not general for all services. It is specifically for GTA service. That's why I solved under both. Okay, go ahead. So yes, 20 August. This way, really very nice question. This you can't do right now, I think. This needs knowledge of section 31 in detail. So this is pending right now. Next, go to next super sums. Friends, now with full confidence, this fifth question with full confidence, it was CA final July 2021 question. See, way you are confident in value of supply, I want you to be confident in time of supply. So do one thing first. First, revise with me whole time of supply. Then go to this question. See, time of supply. How many subsections matter? Chalo, answer quickly. How many subsections matter? Actually, what matters is only five. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forget one. Only five are there. Start with easiest. Friends, start with easiest. 6. 6 is what? When you receive that interest, date of receiving the interest becomes time of supply. Focus 100%. Because then only this CA final question you will be able to answer very confidently. So 6 is so simple. It is when you receive the payment that becomes time of supply. Any doubt in 6? What is 5? Residuary. I will say forget residuary. Forget residuary. No one will ask you residuary. Now come to 4. What is 4? Vouchers. Vouchers is so simple. Supply can be identifiable or supply can be not identifiable. If it is identifiable at time of issuing voucher, then time of supply is date of issue of voucher. If not identifiable, then date of redemption of voucher. That is also clear. Now remains what? RCM, that is 3, and FCM. Agreed. RCM of 12 means time of supply of goods where liabilities of recipient of supply to pay GST. It is earliest of 3. 3 figures are there. 3 figures, no, 3 dates are there. What 3 dates? When you receive the goods, when you make the payment, or 31st day from the date of invoice. Remember 31st day here. And in services, RCM, 61st day. Date of making payment or 61st day. Clear? Now in this 13 RCM, there is one proviso, that is for AE, associated entities. Now come to 12.2. What is 12.2? Time of supply of goods in case of FCM. It is the most basic. Date of issuing invoice or the last date when invoice should have been issued, whichever is earlier, the end. And in this case, it's so logical when invoice should have been issued. If supply involves movement of goods, make invoice at the time of removal. That's it. And when we talk about services, 13.2, time of supply of services under FCM, then what it is? There are two possibilities. Invoice is issued in time or it is not issued in time. What is the time here? 30 days. Banking, 45 days. If issued in time, date of issue of invoice. If not issued in time, date of provision of service. Whatever case it is, compare with date of receiving the payment, whichever is earlier. Remember this. Now let it be July 21. Why July? This exam happened in July. Maybe due to COVID, I think. That's why July 21. Otherwise, you will feel it's a May. How come July 21? So, in this July exam, this question was asked for CA final. Tell me honestly, are we able to understand it? Lot of information is given. Focus. I am going to explain you the question, but please give me the inputs that I ask you. Nothing less, nothing more. This is last question for today. Attempt it very positively. SRK Limited, registered under GST, engaged in sale of fabrics. Sale of fabrics. What is fabrics? Very good, very good. Fabrics are goods. as well as doing job work. Job work, very good. Job work of knitting of yarn. In CA exams, it's okay even if you don't understand technical process. But it is job work. What logic? Job work will be what? Service. Very good. So in short, in single question, they are testing on both the concepts. They have right to do that. You know na, there is a schedule 2 which gives clarification whether it is goods or service. In that they have clarified that job work is a service, but which you identified without looking at that schedule. So I'm happy about that. Company provides following info in respect of order received for both sale of fabrics and job work. First, let me focus on fabrics. Can I first focus on fabrics? So fabrics is goods. Yes, very good. So it is 12/2. 12/2 means I have to focus on which dates? Will all of you say I have to focus on which dates? Date of issue of invoice or the last date when the invoice should have been issued. I am least bothered with date of confirmation of order. Your half stress will go if you know what not to focus on. Date of confirmation of order I am least bothered. Date of receipt of advance I am least bothered. Date of removal of goods. Am I bothered? Yes. Because this is the date when invoice should have been issued. Yes. Date of issue of invoice. Very important. 15th August. I am least bothered with when advance balance payment is received. So tell me what is time of supply. See, 10th, congratulations. You have got 2.5 marks in CA final. Time of supply is date of issue of invoice. Our last date when invoice should have been issued. Whichever is earlier. Clear? Now talking about services. Yes, talking about 13/2. Friends, it is like that marriage hall. It is like marriage hall. Because, see, I'm not again bothered with date of confirmation, but there is a date of receipt of advance. So, in short, I think there are two dates. One is for this 1 lakh and one is for this 50,000. So, actually, my overall value of supply is 1 lakh 50,000. All of you agree? My overall value of supply is 1 lakh 50,000, out of which payment of 1 lakh is advance and 50,000 is balance. Any doubt? 50,000 is balance. So you have to tell me whether invoice is issued within time. Now date of receipt of advance is fine. I got it. This is date of receipt of 1 lakh. Date of removal of goods on completion of order. So can I say completion of order is, supply of service. This is provision of service. And when I have raised invoice, is it within time? Yes or no? What is the time limit? 30 days. I am issuing on 20. It is within 30 days. So what's the time of supply? Friends, you cannot escape the answering. You cannot escape answering. So time of supply will be issue of invoice. Then you don't tell me date because there are two dates. Issue of invoice or date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Isn't it like marriage hall only? Whichever is earlier. So now tell me what is date of issue of invoice in case of advance? 29, 20 September. And what is date of receipt of payment? No. Yes, yes, yes. Tell me, advance. Advance, when is advance received? Huh? 12/9. Fantastic. So what's the time of supply? 12/9 for advance. What about balance? For balance, invoice date will remain same. But when is the balance amount received? 25th. So what should I do? I should write here 25th. So what is the time of supply for balance? Another 2.5 marks. If you have kept your head cool. See the solution. Time of supply of goods 10th August. 10th August. Time of supply of services. See, first came to this conclusion earlier of these two. Then discussed about 1 lakh. For 1 lakh, 12/9. For balance 50,000, 29. This is how you are supposed to tackle it. So I found the question really nice. So I put it in the super sums. So I think if you have understood this, you are ready to answer any question from time of supply. Yes. So please close your notebook, textbook, everything. We will just quickly revise in next 5 minutes all the things that we have done from yesterday. But pack your bags. Pack your bags. We will quickly revise in 5 minutes whatever we have done till now. Shall we? What is 7? Scope of supply. We have not yet done scope of supply. What is 8? Taxability of composite supply and mixed supply. We have not yet done that. What is 9? Levy and collection. 9 has how many subsections? 9 has 5 subsections. 1. Forward charge mechanism. 2. 5 fuels temporarily kept out of GST. 3 and 4. RCM. 5. Liability of ECO to pay GST. Be very specific. 10. Composition levy. Not yet done. 11. Exemptions in GST. But it is to be read with notification number 12 by 2017-CT, which is for services. Then section 12 and 13. Time of supply. 12 is goods. 13 is services. 1 FCM, 1 introduction, 2 FCM, 3 RCM, 4 vouchers, 5 residuary, 6 additional consideration by way of interest, late fee, penalty paid by recipient of supply to supplier. 15. Value of supply. 15.1. Assessable value shall be transaction value. That is price actually paid or payable for supply of goods or services or both. Where both supplier and recipient of supply are not related to each other and price is sole consideration. 15.2. What value should include? What value should include? Taxes other than GST. What value should include? Any amount incurred by recipient of supply on behalf of supplier. Then it should include any expenses which are incidental to supply. It should include any interest, late fees, penalty paid by recipient of supply to supplier for delay in payment. And it should include subsidies. Subsidies which are linked to the price of the goods. Means subsidies which have affected the price. But other than central and state government subsidy. Don't say government subsidy. Because government may include local authority also. But that subsidy is to be included. Only CG and SG. And then 15.3 exclude what? Discount. Which discount? A and B. A means that discount which is given before or at the time of supply, but provided it is recorded in the invoice. And B means the discount which is given after supply, but three conditions to be satisfied. Terms of the discount should exist at the time of supply. Discount should be relatable to the invoice, and input tax credit attributable to discount should be reversed by recipient of supply. ठीक है? Understand, this revision for me doesn't need involvement of brain, because I have built muscle power, means muscle memory. Muscle memory means only my tongue knows what I am speaking. Okay, so you need not worry. You try to catch with my pace. That is your agenda in this batch. Okay, understand technically and try to revise along with me. Don't worry that how sir is revising so fast. While revising, to I'll revise fast only. Clear? No? It's like audio for you. You listen. Keep on listening to it. Okay, then 16, ITC eligibility and block ITC eligibility and conditions. 17, apportionment and block credits. 18, ITC in special circumstances. 22 to 30, registration in GST. 31, tax invoice. See, today 12 and 13 had a reference of 31. 34, debit notes and credit notes. 35, accounts and records. 36, period of retention of accounts and records. 37 to 48, filing of returns in GST. 49, payment of GST. 50, interest for delay in payment of GST. 51, TDS. 52, TCS. 53, transfer of credits. And IGST Act 4 sections are relevant. Yes, in CGST Act section 68 also, which is e-way bills. And IGST Act 4 sections are relevant. Section 10, 11, 12, 13. 10, place of supply of goods other than in case of import exports. 10 and 12 is important. Not 11, 13 for you. 12 is important, place of supply of services, where both supplier and recipient of supply is in India. Tomorrow's agenda is 10 and 12 of IGST Act, place of supply. Right now we have understood levy and collection. We have understood how to determine value. We have understood how to determine time. Now we'll understand how to determine place. So tomorrow you will get answer to that question. My flight was Kolkata to Bangalore, but place of supply was Maharashtra. Why so? Tomorrow you will get answer for that. Okay. So that's it in today's session. Thank you.